What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Manbitesfilm, episode 92. Lewis, you're gonna... Wow.
No.
Restrained. Wow.
Guess who's back, though, bitches? That's right. Had a week off. Was out in Florida, getting some sun, getting some tan, getting some putter on, getting some Disney on. Yo, I went to Star Wars land. Hell to the yeah.
It sounds like you were getting like putter, like putty. It sounded like you were saying putty. It was really weird.
Maybe I was. Maybe
Star Wars land.
The man
Star
who
Wars land was fucking dope.
I have yet to go. Hopefully, I can go soon. One day, maybe. As always, I'm your host, Branden. Joining me is my cousin, Lewis.
Hey.
Who can or cannot be rude, depending on how he's feeling at that moment.
It depends.
And the man that you probably most likely missed last week, Williamphoenix.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
And more importantly...
What do you mean, more importantly? No, you're done. You are done. You saved the best for last. That's it. We're moving on. We're just having something with us. Whatever.
And, of course, if you remembered last week, we are not doing movie news every episode anymore. We're going to do that every once in a blue moon. So we're changing that segment up for a new segment for our special guest, Zach.
Hi, it's me. I'm Zach.
So if you guys remember correctly, he is going to binge or watch every Steven Spielberg movie, and we're going to review all, what is it, 32, 33?
I believe it is 33.
33, there you go. So he will bring one movie every episode, and we're going to be calling this segment Spiel Binge.
Yeah.
So Zach, take it away, bud. What's the first one?
All right, so I started with Duel. It is not technically his first movie. His first theatrical movie is Lost. It is a precursor to Close Encounters, so yeah. But Duel is his first, known, still around film that was then it started as a TV movie and then got a theatrical release. It's a car chase movie.
Yes. It's the best car chase movie, let's be honest.
I kind of feel you on that. It's this one guy, and he cuts off a big truck in the road, and the truck just hunts him down. And it's intense.
That premise, for some odd reason, reminds me of... Have you guys ever seen that horror movie with...
Maximum Overdrive?
No. It's with Paul Walker and the guy from...
Fuck that movie. Maximum Overdrive.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I do. We just don't talk about that movie.
Why?
Because that movie's shit.
Yeah, okay.
The where they crashed the car and died?
It's the one where they fuck
too
with
soon,
William,
too soon.
It's the one where they fuck around with the guy on the ham radio, and he turns out to be a complete fucking psycho.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. But okay, so sorry, back to you, Zach. I've actually never heard of this movie at all.
What?
Never. Yeah, never.
Are you serious?
Never.
It is worth checking out. It's written by this guy who did a lot of Twilight Zone.
Okay.
And so it has a lot of really tapping into some subconscious fears that you have about being alone on a long stretch of highway kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very male ragey of ooh, I'm the bigger guy kind of thing. And so in that, and in how cool it makes driving look, it reminded me a lot of the original Mad Max.
Yeah, when you said the premise, I was like, this sounds so much like Mad Max. It's really odd.
Yeah, I mean, and that might just be because I haven't seen that many classic car chase movies, but that was definitely a vibe that it was giving off. It made driving look so cool.
Is that a genre?
Well, yeah, there is. But this, I think the one thing that carries off of this movie is the biggest thing is it actually makes the cars characters, which is phenomenal because the truck becomes a character on its own.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
truck is.
You never meet the driver. It is the truck and just like his hand, and that's the villain. And it's I gotta say, the one thing though, I am looking forward to the arrival of John Williams into Spielberg's life, because the music in this is noticeably tacky.
Oh yeah.
Were you talking about Joyride?
Yes, I think so. I love
Wow.
William is completely disconnected.
I've been going through like the Paul Walker movies, and I'm like, okay, this dude's been a lot of like movies with cars, and I'm like, what? It's the one that makes sense, and obviously the one with like an 18-wheeler behind them chasing them is the one that makes sense.
That's beside the point, William. We can talk about that movie later.
Anyway, moving on. I just put in my 2 cents.
Is this streaming? Is Duel streaming on anything, or is it kind of like one of those movies where you're gonna have to rent it?
Yeah, you gotta hunt this down. I found this at a used media store.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
It's my copy is. It looks rather bootleg.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the cover art, and it looks pretty tacky.
Yeah.
Him screaming in the back and the fucking 18-wheeler hitting the car.
I love it.
It's not tacky though.
Yes,
Come
it is.
on.
Get the hell out of here, bro.
No, it's like a really good like exploitation kind of feel to it. Like it's.
I love this movie. I own this movie on DVD. They sell a good copy of the DVD of it. I mean, I don't think you could stream this anywhere actually at all. Not sure.
No.
What's interesting to me is that the year that this came out, because this was something that it was like, they look very 70s. It's 71, and that's the same year that The Post takes place in. So
yeah.
I'm long down the line when I get to that one. It's going to be interesting to watch him then go back and do a period piece about the year that he made his first one.
That is interesting, actually.
That's funny. I knew there was going to be like movies that I've never seen, and I had never even heard of this movie.
I can't believe you've never heard of it. Wow.
It is what Jaws is to the ocean. This is to highways.
Dude, it really does get you paranoid about people driving, especially like 18-wheelers and shit.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've always been paranoid about 18-wheelers.
The first act of this movie is like, it's basically just these two cars in a duel, just like passing each other and trying to get it. It is so like, I was watching it and I was like, oh, I know this is going to just terrify me when I'm like driving at night now. Like, this is going to be deep in my brain forever.
So what happens? He cuts the guy off, and he just decides, I'm gonna fucking just chase this man to the ends of the earth, basically.
It's really bad road rage.
Yeah.
Hey, so how are you gonna do a segment? Are you gonna like rate it and then recommend it? Like, what are your thoughts?
Ooh, yeah, sure. Well, I suppose once I get deeper down the line, I can kind of rank them individually.
True.
But in terms of this being the first one that I watched, it's very good. It's interesting to see him starting to kind of find his voice. There are a couple shots that are reminiscent. Like there's one that really reminds me of like the classic Jaws shot, so I can kind of see that brewing in his brain. This is a really cool thing to check out. I'd give this like an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I would definitely give this probably like an 8 as well. William, how about you?
I've never seen it.
Oh, I thought you'd seen it. Okay.
No. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Or if I have, it's been a very long time. I will honestly have to find it and watch it in order to tell you if I've seen it or not.
Whoa.
Does that sound familiar? But I mean, there's so many movies, so you know what I mean? It's I don't know. If it's something that I saw when I was young, I probably don't remember it though.
So this movie is based on a 1971 short story by the name of Duel that was in Playboy.
Yes.
You would be amazed how many movies came from Playboy articles, actually.
Yo, Playboy articles are incredible. So this past weekend, my friends and I get together every year, and we make like really raunchy Valentine's Day cards with like old Playboys from the 80s and like 90s and shit.
Nice.
And you like read some of the articles and you're like, this is not half bad. This is not half bad.
Stephen King got a couple starts with that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. In Playboy back in the day.
So
But,
hey, I'll need to catch up. I'll like watch Duel for the first time. I'll be You Are a Pirate. I'll probably somehow.
But dude, honestly, like I like this because it feels very odd for Spielberg. It's that suspense thriller. It has the Catch Me If You Can pacing with like a twist of suspense thriller behind it. So imagine like 1408 or these kind of mediocre suspense thrillers that aren't excellent, they're not amazing, but they're good and they do their job right, with that kind of thrill factor of the chase mixed in. And it feels very much like that. The pacing is on point, and it set Spielberg up to do everything else afterwards. It's because of this film and how quick he filmed this film that he got the capability to do the other films. He actually filmed this, I think it was in 3 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach.
No, yeah, he did. I've been reading up about it, and that's absolutely correct, yeah.
And he was slated for a month and a half of filming, and he cut the budget basically by a quarter because of that.
Oh, so wait, this is a TV movie?
Yes, it's a TV movie.
It started as a TV movie.
Oh, okay.
And then they added on like 15 extra minutes padding it out, and they released it theatrically.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, so I thought it was very interesting because it does... it set him up for everything else that he was able to do. Because of this film, the studios took him serious and said, wow, this guy is a force to be reckoned with. Look at the product that he came out with in 1971 as his first film, and really technically.
He was only 24, is the other thing. That's the one that really just...
It gets you.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that 24, that he's manhandling these... like this set, because this was a TV crew that had been on a bunch of films, straight to TV films before, and it was like that regular crew for them. And he came on, he never worked with any of these guys before, and it's just incredible how he was able to dominate over everybody and say, look, this is my vision, this is what I want. And even Spielberg himself says, this is exactly what I envisioned for this film. So that in itself is just phenomenal, and it gave him the capability to do the storyboards that he wanted, all that stuff in the future, which he is very much like, and I know this is going to sound blasphemous to a lot of people, but he is very much like Kubrick, that he was a planner. So he would do his pre-production for like 4 or 5 months and then set everything up. So when he recorded, it was like quick to the point, which Kubrick was not. But his pre-production was ridiculous.
Did you just compare Spielberg to Kubrick in your eyes?
I compared his pre-production.
It's not that blasphemous. They come from the same school of thought, the same generation.
That's the running joke on the show, that like Kubrick is untouchable to my cousin. So for him to compare,
they
Spielberg...
worked together. We
don't talk about that.
We're going to.
Oh, Jesus.
There's actually a shot here on the Wikipedia page of Duel that it's the main character, I guess, being chased by the truck, and it reminds me so much of Jaws.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Just don't make the shark a big truck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same type of tension.
It really is. It really is, dude. And even the vertigo shot actually comes up in there. The vertigo shot that he used for when the sheriff is in the chair on the beach, and he has that pull focus where everything's like coming closer and everything's getting farther away. He has that shot in this film, and it's glorious.
You can see like the birth of that shot here, of that idea. It's really cool to check out.
Yeah, even the Jurassic Park. There's a scene that he pulled from this film for Jurassic Park. The scene where he's looking in the side view mirror.
Yep.
And you see the truck pulling up closer, and it has a little sign. Things maybe closer than they seem. So that he pulled that from here.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just fascinating. So yeah, I definitely think you guys should check it out because it's a good one to watch.
Okay. Awesome.
Bill
So
binge.
the Bill binge. Awesome. So is Zach just gonna continue being with us on the show? What's going on?
Well, he's going to be on for just this segment, and then it'll be the three of us moving forward with the show.
Okay. Maybe in the future you can.
We'll definitely have Zach on as guest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
anytime you guys want.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
All right, guys.
So thank you, Zach.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I promise I'll be a lot
Next
more
week.
vocal when we talk about a movie you've seen or remember.
Well, what's the next one? Sugarland Express.
Sugarland Express is next.
Ooh.
And then Jaws.
After that, so.
Jaws is after that. So Jaws is my
So
favorite.
2 episodes from now, I'll be very vocal.
Jaws is my favorite movie of all time, so that's gonna be fun.
Respect.
So next week, we're actually going to be talking about Spielberg's version of Thelma and Louise.
Awesome.
All
All right, so yeah, again, thank you, Zach.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Of course, stay tuned after this quick break when we come at you with our new, not so new segment, the movie bucket list.
Bill binge.
All right, guys, welcome back for our new, not so new segment.
Segment?
Wow.
Wow. I wonder what's on your mind.
With what we were talking off the air, yes, I wonder.
Did you swallow your tongue?
Welcome to our new, not so new segment, the movie bucket list, where these aliens have bestowed upon William. I almost said your name wrong.
Again?
Tough man.
Yes.
Been swallowed.
Where these aliens have bestowed upon William these magical floating posters with 100 movies that should be watched before you die. And William picks one at random every week and surprises myself and Lewis. And then we talk about it amongst ourselves.
I'm never surprised anymore.
You may be surprised this time.
I really doubt it.
So, this is since the Academy Awards just went by,
Oh, Jesus.
I figured I'd pick an Academy Award winning movie.
That shouldn't be
1,
hard.
2, 3, 4, 5. This one won 5 Academy Awards, 1 Golden Globe,
Yeah,
including
who cares about the Golden Globes?
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Film Editing were the Academy Awards. And the Golden Globe, that we don't care about, was for Best Director as well.
How old is this movie? Can you give us a year?
Well, if I tell you the year, Mr. Lacau is gonna Google it and he'll give it away.
I won't Google it, I promise.
But I can tell you that it definitely made somebody's career that we still love nowadays.
Somebody's career?
We already did Forrest
Somebody's
Gump.
career.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was thinking
It
about
is
that.
not Forrest Gump, but that was a good choice.
Okay, it's William Shatner.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm not William
or-
Shatner.
Or Christopher Walken?
We're getting closer, my friend.
Fuck, what's that movie with Christopher
I don't know
Walken?
if it's his connection or...
I fucking hate you guys.
Oh man, that was funny.
But yeah, that was Christopher Walken.
Okay, it's Christopher Walken.
What's a good Christopher Walken movie?
I'm gonna just Google Christopher Walken.
Other than Prophecy. Annie
Chris-
Hall? No.
No,
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
I don't know what other Christopher Walken movie.
Yo, what's a?
Because he got his...
This had a really good cast.
Like he got his start in Annie Hall, so that was his first major film technically. That he got his break
I know
in.
if I give you like some names, it's gonna give it away.
Is it Batman Returns? Sorry.
I said Academy Award winning, you schmuck.
Sorry.
Hey, Batman Returns is a good movie.
It's an Academy Award winning movie.
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
So the top 3 names in this movie would be Christopher Walken, Robert De Niro, and Meryl Streep.
Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, and Christopher Walken. What the fuck movie is this?
This is 1979's The Deer Hunter.
Oh.
I've never seen this movie. I've never seen this, boys, so take it away.
Oh.
So this was released on February 23rd, 1979. It won all the awards that I mentioned. The synopsis is, in 1968, Michael, Robert De Niro, Nick, Christopher Walken, and Steven, John Savage, lifelong friends from a working-class Pennsylvania steel town, prepare to ship out overseas following Steven's elaborate wedding and one final group hunting trip. In Vietnam, the dreams of military honor are quickly shattered by the inhumanities of war. Even those who survive are haunted by the experience, as is Nick's hometown sweetheart, Linda, played by Meryl Streep.
So
This
is this like
actually...
a...
Huh?
I'm sorry, is this like a budget, what's that other...
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's not. It's done really well.
Okay.
Plus, this came out before Apocalypse Now.
Isn't Apocalypse Now in the...
It was in the middle of the filming of Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now took 4 years to film. So, yes, technically it came out before, but it was in the middle of filming it.
This is also a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, just like Apocalypse Now. But, you know how, like, there's always those movies like Armageddon and Deep Impact that come out the same year? One is a B film, the other one's not.
Which one is the better one?
Armageddon was better than Deep Impact.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah,
Fight me,
100%. Especially if you like, what do you call it? Weird sexual songs that...
What? What weird sexual song are you talking about?
He's talking about the animal crackers, man.
The animal cracker scene.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, dude,
He's just
she's
mad
making...
because his Hobbit movie didn't come in better than Armageddon.
Dude, she's making love to this guy listening to her father. That's just... That's gross on so many levels. And fuck Liv Tyler. Like, 100%. I hate that bitch.
Why?
I can't stand her. Never could.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Empire Records was a generational movie.
I just find it incredible
movie,
that such a beautiful woman came from such an ugly man.
That is true. You would have expected a woman like what's her name? The one with the giant mouth. Something about Mary.
Cameron Diaz?
Yes, Cameron Diaz comes from that giant mouth of a man.
Is that you look at
Cameron Diaz is not related to Steven Tyler.
I know that. But their mouths are exactly the same. They're massive.
Yeah, see, Steven Tyler has a very, very large mouth.
It's like the mouth of Joker without the just makeup. It's actually his mouth, the full extent of the makeup. That is his mouth.
Well, I mean, have you seen her? Have you seen her mother?
No, I haven't seen her mother.
All right, that will explain a lot once you see her mother.
Why is she beautiful?
Is her mom beautiful?
I mean, she doesn't get her looks from her dad.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I might not like her, but anyway. I do think that she is beautiful. But yeah. Besides the point, let's Deer Hunter. Sidetracked. Oh my god, Deer Hunter is fucking phenomenal. This is like, it was one of the first Vietnam movies that actually put PTSD on the map. This brought that kind of sense of PTSD before Jacob's Ladder, before Apocalypse Now, before Manchurian Candidate really made a big impact. But yeah, like this movie definitely deserves to be on the bucket list. Where? I don't know. What do you think, William?
I don't know. For some reason, I maybe thinking, I think he's in Apocalypse Now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's in Apocalypse Now? Because you broke up a little bit there.
I think I got the two movies mixed up. I thought Willem Dafoe was in this movie as well, but I think he's just in Apocalypse Now.
Yes, he's just in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
So Deer Hunter is the one that it's more about the PTSD.
So I rented. Yeah. When I rented this movie, I forgot what movie it was, but I was looking for a different movie that I thought was this movie. So I rented it from the library, and about a quarter into it, I realized that this is not the movie that I was looking for, but I was already hooked. So when you go in thinking it's a certain movie that you're looking for, and then you realize it's not, but within the first half hour, it captures you already to where you're like, okay, let's see where this goes. And you sit through like 2.5 more hours. It's definitely a good movie.
What movie were you trying to go get?
It's a banger.
I honestly don't remember because this was like, I think I was like 15 or 16 when this happened because that's when I first saw this movie.
He was like, yo, is this Apocalypse Now?
You're like, Deer Hunter? I thought this was like the version of Bambi where you see it from the deer's point of view. From the hunter's point of view. I don't see no Bambi. Why is he not shooting no fucking deers? Come on. But I enjoyed it. It was definitely dark, and like you said, yes, it was one of those movies that first started talking about PTSD before PTSD even really had a name. Like it was just like, oh, Johnny came back from the war and he's fucked up. That's cool. Like there's really nothing we can do for him. Put him in a room to hope for the best.
Yeah.
And Christopher Walken absolutely deserved the Academy Award for this movie. This was before I even knew who Christopher Walken was. Like, the only person that I knew in this movie when I first watched it was Robert De Niro. I had heard of Meryl Streep from Death Becomes Her, but I wasn't, like, big into movies yet. I wasn't like, oh, I know who all these people are. And this was, like, really my first taste of Christopher, and it was like, holy shit, like, this guy is good. And obviously, we won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, like the editing and everything. I would most definitely think, and I would definitely say that this movie deserves to be on a bucket list. Just for like you said, like the content alone, that back then was kind of like, not taboo, but it was definitely something that wasn't really out in the mainstream to talk about.
Yeah, agreed.
So, and I would probably put it on 30s to 40s.
I would probably say 70s to 80 range for me, because I think there's a lot better films. And I think, William, the movie that you might have gotten confused because the covers are very, very similar, and it's the same reason I watched it first, was because I thought this was Deliverance. Because if you look at the cover of Deer Hunter and Deliverance, it's the exact same color scheme, the exact same format. Everything looks exactly the same. So
it may have been, but I'm not 100%. No. So, okay, hang on. So growing up, I listened to a lot of opera music as part of my growing up curriculum in Europe, right? And there is this piece of music from an opera called Il Trovatore in Italian, which is the finder.
Again?
Il Trovatore.
Thank you.
Which in Italian means like the finder, and it's the anvil chorus. Which, if you put in anvil chorus, you know exactly what I'm looking for. Now, I wasn't English was not my first language. English was not my first language, and at the time, I got Il Trovatore in Italian. Il Cacciatore is the hunter. When you
say those words, I feel some type of way in my body.
Okay. All right, Beavis. So I looked up Il Cacciatore instead of Il Trovatore, and Deer Hunter came up. So I thought that piece of music was actually in this movie. So that's why I rented this movie. And then I realized, like, this is probably not where that music is from. And it wasn't, obviously. But when I realized it, like, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in, I'm like, there's no opera in this movie at all. That I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll just watch it. I have it at this point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I do see what you mean. Also, he sent me the pictures, so I'm looking at them. But yeah, I can see how that would have been like a mistake as well. But
they even have the same scruffy look and everything. They look pretty similar. Like,
why does Burt Reynolds look like he should be in a porno? In the cover of Deliverance.
Well, because he was in a porno involving hillbillies. Sorry, I had to go there. So yeah, I think it does deserve to be on the list, just in the latter part of the list, because this did change a lot of things. I think it brought a lot of mental illness into film production, which had never been, it really hadn't really focused on it like it does in this film. They bring it up in movies like Taxi Driver and stuff like that, but I think this really put it into the mainstream.
Stay tuned. That's a quick break. Going to come at you live with the main segment of our show, the main review, which is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Pilgrim versus the fucking world!
All right, guys, welcome back for the main segment of our show, the main review, which is my pick, or not my pick technically. It's the audience's pick.
Yeah, that's right. Even
and
though
that is,
Wrinkles would have been a better choice.
No, it wouldn't.
I watched
this movie.
I watched Wrinkles.
This movie.
All right, so we're reviewing Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is based on a...
The world wins. The world wins.
You have no soul, do you?
This movie is not good.
Yes, it is.
It's over-stylized tripe. This is like as bad as fucking Suicide Squad. I was like, "Ay,
no, it is not, dude. Suicide Squad is garbage, dude."
I feel like an ADHD child took over editing on this, and it's like, "Ooh, let me throw explosions and things and blah, blah." This is why Marvel movies are number one right now in the box office, is because of shit like this. Yeah,
he has no heart, dude.
Ramona has got like those eyes, like those doe eyes, and you're just like, damn.
So, for the listener, Scott Pilgrim is basically about a kid in his early 20s named Scott Pilgrim, and he meets a girl by the name of Ramona Flowers, and basically he has to battle her evil 7 exes to win her heart. Basically. And the movie is very much, it's a video game. It's straight up a video game. Mixed in, like, it's kind of anime-ish also. Like, my favorite ex is the one played by Brandon Routh, the one that's a vegan.
The vegan power. Oh,
he's just fucking ridiculous, and looks like he's Super Saiyan.
I was thinking more like Raiden, but okay.
Yeah, no. It's you could definitely you could see like Raiden. He looks like a Super Saiyan. He looks ridiculous. Like, basically, it's like, oh, you're a vegan, like you have special powers. You are a human above human. Basically, it's
so hipster.
It's ridiculous.
It just all right. So that's one of my biggest critiques. That scene where spoilers, the police, the vegan police or whatever the hell, come out.
I actually love that shit. It's so stupid.
Dude, that took me so much out of the movie. Like,
Lewis, do you know
so much?
No offense to anybody that's listening that's a vegan, but vegans are hardcore, dude.
Well, I know that, but still,
that's the fucking joke. You know, like that's the joke.
It was too much. I was like, no, this is just over stylized tripe. It was way too stylized. It was like, dude, I like good romantic comedies and shit like that, like anybody else, but fuck's sake, this is just, and even hipster comedy, romantic comedies like Eternal Sunshine, like Nick and Nora's Playlist, all those are good movies though. This is just it's fucking hipster vomit all over from beginning to end. There's no like reprieve whatsoever, and it's like, it's definitely a generational movie.
I don't agree with you whatsoever. I think it has a lot of charm.
Yeah.
How about you, William?
It was something different for once. I mean, granted, yes, it was or whatever, and I always feel like you're competing with the exes because they're always hanging around, and you feel like you always got to watch your back. When you think you're done, there's somebody else, and so I think it was a good take on a overly washed or overly used storyline, where it's like, how can we make this different? And it became like a cult classic. It spawned video games. It spawned a following. I don't believe this was his, like, Michael Cera. Like, I don't know if this was his first movie, but it definitely put him on the map.
No, Arrested Development put him on the map. Shut up. No. No.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Arrested Development is... I love that show, but it's the most niche shit ever. Why do you think it got canceled, bro? Don't even come at us with that shit.
I forget that he was on it. Also, this movie's like 10 years old, and it's still like it's entertaining. Like, is it cinema? No, it's not. I will agree that it's not. But it's definitely entertaining. I've seen this movie. Like, it's not something that you go and watch like 3-4 times a year. I don't remember the last time I saw Scott Pilgrim. I want to say it's been at least 2 or 3 years. But going in and still knowing it, I really enjoyed it. And Chris Evans, Captain America, being Captain Douchebag, oh my god! I know this was like right around the time where it was right before he became Captain America, but oh my god, Douche Magoo with his skateboard, it was great, absolutely great.
My favorite character actually in the movie is Wallace Wells, which is played by Kieran Culkin.
Oh my god, yes.
He's just ridiculous. I love it. Like, I love how...
Which one?
His Scott's roommate, the gay guy.
I fucking hated that guy. I wanted to choke that bitch like so bad.
Kieran Culkin?
Yes. Oh my god. That was one of the other things that drove me nuts in this movie.
He's a quintessential gay friend that turns straight boys into like...
Yeah.
Dude, but he was just annoying. He was the most annoying person in the world. That guy, like, it was like nails on a chalkboard every time he came on screen. I was like, ugh.
See, and to me, he's kind of like that person in, like, if all the characters were inside Scott's head, he's the character that's, like, representing you need to be true to yourself. Like, this is reality. Like you can't just keep, like, hiding in here, making excuses. You have to go out there. You want her? Go fight for her. You can't just keep sitting here. And I love the scene. I laugh every time where Scott's ex-girlfriend comes knocking on the door.
And he like, jumps out the window.
And he goes, "Is Scott home?" And you just see him fly through the window in the background. And without missing a beat, Kieran just like, he just left. Oh my god. It's slapstick stupid comedy, but it's fucking funny. And I love at the end when, like, he's gonna face himself and you think it's gonna be like this big major epic battle where he realizes that he's his own biggest enemy.
I love that when they walk out together.
Right, and they walk out and say, like, "See you next Tuesday for coffee?" Yeah, okay, cool. See you next Tuesday for coffee. It was like, holy shit. Here we thought that, you know, the boss fight wasn't done yet, and that's how he goes. And it's.
I'm very surprised that you don't like this movie, like Lewis.
I'm honestly not.
I watched this like maybe 5-6 years ago, and I didn't even remember. I know the name. I mean, because I've heard it a million times. Everybody talks about it. It's like fucking Juno. It's one of those movies.
But this is so much better than Juno.
Yeah, Juno.
I wouldn't put it any better than Juno, and I hate Juno too. But honestly, like I forgot it completely. Like I didn't remember shit of this movie initially when I saw it. Like the whole movie was like I was watching it all over again, and I was like, ugh.
Actually, and also we failed to bring up that this is directed by Edgar Wright, who is also the director of Shaun of the Dead,
which I liked. Shaun of the Dead,
The World's End, all that. Baby Driver.
Hell yeah.
Hot Fuzz was okay. World's End was better, I think. Yeah, Baby Driver was okay.
I don't know. Like between if you're talking about like the trilogy, I would probably go in order that they came out as far as favorites go.
Shaun of the Dead,
Hot Fuzz, World's End.
I agree. Shaun of the Dead was classic. That is a great film, but I don't like.
Man, the movie has a lot of charm. It's like coming from a person that likes video games a lot. It's cool to see like it's funky and weird and cool to see like, oh, if my life was a video game, and that's basically what this movie is.
I don't know. I give it a 2.5. That's the highest I could go.
Your rating system is so fucking fucked up.
He sounds like the what's the guy from Vegas? Best I can do is 2.5.
It's like Lewis only has like 2, 5. He goes in increments of 2 or 3. Like he can't do
2, 5, 8, or 10. There's no in between.
Yeah, it's like what, dude? How is this a 2, bro? Like I don't get that at all.
It's not an enjoyable movie. I was looking at my clock the whole time, like, and then I started doing other things.
Do from now on, though, Brandon, since he doesn't like these movies so much, every time it's our turn, we should just pick horse movies. Maybe he'll like those.
I'll fuck you with your horse movies.
Like, we should just go down the line. Seabiscuit, Secretariat, My Friend Flicka.
So I'll be
My Little Ponies.
I watched Wrinkles the Clown before when I gave Lewis the picks for this episode. I watched Wrinkles before the voting was finished, and I knew Wrinkles wasn't going to win. I had a feeling.
Speak into the microphone, Brandon.
I am.
You're fading away.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird because I'm literally talking straight into the microphone. Whatever. So I watched Wrinkles the Clown.
What did you think of it?
I
haven't seen it yet.
It was kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah, it got excited towards the ending, but other than that, it was not great.
Okay.
I don't know. They make Wrinkles seem like this like crazy like sort of urban legend, and it's kind of like it's anticlimactic.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I like.
What do you
Scott.
give this one?
I give Scott Pilgrim versus the World 7.5. How about you, William?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I concur. 7.5.
7.5. Okay. All right. So fuck you and your 2.5, Lewis. Yeah. Fuck.
I don't know. Like, I really dislike this movie. Like, this... I couldn't get into it at all. I really couldn't. I tried. I really did. I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be different watching it again. Nope, It was not. It's the same bullshit. It was like, ugh. I just don't like over-stylized shit. It's almost as bad as that fucking pedophile movie that this guy did. What's it called? With the chicks, and it's like all silver and stuff like that. God damn it, what is it called?
What?
The guy from X-Men did. He did.
Wait, what guy from X-Men? What are you talking about?
The director from X-Men. He did a movie maybe about 10 years ago.
Oh,
about these 4 chicks or 5 chicks.
I know who you're talking. I know which one you're talking about. It's not X-Men director, by the way. That's Zack Snyder that you're thinking about.
I thought it was Zack Snyder that did that one.
Yeah, it is. But Zack Snyder is not an X-Men director.
Oh, whoops.
He's Watchmen, Batman,
yeah,
Superman.
my bad. Yeah, that.
Sucker Punch?
Yes, Sucker Punch. Fuck that movie.
Sucker Punch, not soccer. Sucker.
Whatever, Sucker Punch. That movie, it's over stylized shit, and that's what it felt like. That's what this felt like. It just felt like super, super heightened because they can't do proper filmmaking, so they had to cover up all their mistakes with shit.
I don't know, man. It's based on a comic book, like and they're trying to go for that whole like video game feel, and I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I enjoy it, but whatever. Hey, tomato, to each his own. Yeah. But I still do not agree with your 2.5. I think that's ridiculous.
I'm sticking with my guns.
That is way too low.
2.5.
I wonder what Naomi has to say about Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
We shall find out.
Yeah, there we go. Please. I know you listen.
I thought you were about to ask what Naomi has to say about your 2.5. I was so ready for a dick joke. Damn it.
Honestly, Naomi, I bring some sense to this man. Make him see that a 2.5, that's an atrocious movie, and this is nowhere near. If
anything, I blame Naomi for this, because she's obviously fucking him senseless.
There you go.
I'm okay with that.
There you go.
Stay tuned at this quick break when we come at you, not live, never live, with the final segment of our show, the individual reviews. All right, guys, welcome back for the final segment of our show, the individual reviews. I'm going to be going first this week. So I brought this. I'm not sure if I brought it up on air last week with Zach or if it was off the air, but I finally watched It Comes at Night.
Oh.
Which is streaming on Hulu. Did I say that on the episode, or was that off?
I don't remember if you said it off air or not.
I don't know. Whatever. What the fuck? Oh, that's upstairs. I was like, all I heard was douche, douche, and it's like the upstairs neighbor. Fuck living with neighbors that suck upstairs.
They are coming for you.
Yeah. So It Comes at Night is produced and distributed by A24. So if you're a fan of The Lighthouse, Hereditary, and The Witch, and Midsommar, all that stuff, all that good shit.
Would you say it's cinema?
Yeah, this is definitely cinema. So basically, it is a horror movie about. It's never fully explained what it is, but there is. Society has gone to shit. It's a post-apocalyptic movie about this family, this couple, and their 17-year-old son and their dog. Yes. And the movie starts off with them. Basically killing the grandfather because he's sick with whatever this disease that has caused humanity to crumble.
Which that scene is so nerve-wracking, dude.
The entire movie is very nerve-wracking. The movie's dark. There's barely any lights. So basically there is this very contagious disease going around. Like if you are... basically, if they go out, they put on gas masks and they put on gloves. Like, they cannot be anywhere near somebody who is infected. And I'm assuming animals can get infected too.
Yes, at least from what we're seeing, because they on screen there's a lot of shit that's going on with the animals. Yes,
so. I really like this movie. The only problem is if you're looking for answers, the movie doesn't really give you any answers. Like if you're one of those, which I'm one of them, like you want to know what this plague is or whatever, for lack of a better term, you're never going to get that answer.
I hate those kind of movies.
But
like I want to know at least either where it came from or how it ended. Give me one or the other. Both great, but don't give me nothing. Give me something. This is why I may actually enjoy. I liked A Quiet Place. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I really did. But not knowing where it came from and not knowing how it could end fucked with me. Now, it seems that with A Quiet Place 2, there's going to be a backstory as to how it started. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to go watch this. But I hate it when it's right in the middle of it. Just what was that movie with Sandra that came out on Netflix? Bird Box.
Oh, fuck that movie.
Yeah. I agree with you. It fucks with me that you don't get an answer because
I like that. I like movies like that. That it leaves it up to the imagination to do everything else. I love that.
The movie kind of, I think it's a strength that it never tells you because you don't particularly know if this is a disease that kills you or if it turns you into something.
Exactly.
They never show you. They never let anybody get to that point in this movie. Whenever somebody's infected, they immediately fucking kill them. Immediately. And
why do they immediately kill them, though? That's the question that's always lingering in the back of your mind.
Also, what I really liked about this movie is that it touches on just very primal fears.
Yes.
Of human beings, like being alone, the dark, being solitary, and the entire movie is, especially when they meet the guy that they basically befriend him, but you never know if he's really telling them the truth through the entire movie. And honestly, I really, really much enjoyed it. I think it's it's very well acted, it's very well shot, and it's...
Dude, it's Joel Egerton. Yeah.
No, it's Joel
Egerton.
Yeah, and it's directed by Trey Edward Schultz, which I don't know what he's done. He's only done 3 movies, actually. It's the acting is credible, the cinematography, everything. It's very well acted, and it's scary because I think it plays with what you see in your mind, your fears. It makes you think about what you're afraid of. And I think it's really cool. It's a really interesting and very tense movie. I was tensed up the entire movie because you feel nervous.
It's really A24 at its best.
Yeah. Honestly, I give it a 9. It was incredible, and so I would highly recommend it to anyone that likes A24. Go check it out. It's on Hulu.
I would definitely give it a 9 as well.
It comes at night?
Yeah, it comes at night, yeah.
Okay.
It's also on Netflix, I think, too. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I believe so.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Hulu, yeah, I watched it on Hulu. It is on Netflix.
You know what movie I was mixing it up with? It Follows.
Oh, It Follows is fucking phenomenal.
It Follows is an incredible movie. That movie's so good. Oh man, such a banger. I think we reviewed. Didn't we review that movie way?
I think that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yes,
right.
Indeed.
So, Lewis, what's your review this week?
So, the one that I'm reviewing this week is actually a documentary, and it all follows the pill crisis that we're experiencing now, the opioid crisis. And it's actually on Netflix, and we spoke about it a couple of weeks back about the movies that are coming to Netflix.
Oh, is this
that are new?
The Pharmacist?
Yes, The Pharmacist. And
sorry if I pulled the plug a little early on that one.
No, I was about to say the name.
Oh, okay.
So this follows in 1999. This father that's actually a pharmacist in New Orleans, and his name is Dan Schneider, and his son dies from an overdose of crack, and he kind of loses his mind a little bit, and you could tell in the documentary that they're trying to hint at the fact that he kind of lost his shit after that, because his son obviously passed from such a violent thing that happened to him, because he was trying to uncover the murder and what happened to his son, because the cops just said, oh, he's just a crackhead, he died. And in reality, they found out later on that he was actually murdered, and he actually uncovers who murders his son. This all happens within the first 20 minutes, and that's the catalyst for all the events that follow. And the whole documentary, it's a limited series, basically, one of those on Netflix. It's I believe 4 or 5 episodes, something like that, of 45 minutes each.
Yeah, something like that.
And it tackles Big Pharma. He actually starts going against the OxyContin craze that starts happening, and he starts trying to uncover where these people are coming from with these prescriptions, these pill mill prescriptions. And these are 120 tablets of a recommended dose of normally it's 30 tablets for this medication, and people are coming in with 120 tablet prescriptions, and he's flabbergasted by this shit. He's like, what the fuck, and they all have a very stereotype to them. They all look exactly the same. They all have very similar features and stuff like that, and they look like they're abusing the product. So he starts trying to uncover it because his son died from shit like this. So he's trying to fight it. And mind you, this is 1999. This is before the government got involved in this and started doing the federal database and all that stuff for controlled substances. And before they were able to track anything, really. So it goes into the government trying to fight these doctors and losing, because these doctors are held in such high esteem that they can do no harm to patients. And this documentary follows that doctors are just as fallible as any other human being. And the way that they do it and the way they portray it is very true to what actually happened, and very respectful to both the victims and the families that suffered from this horrible epidemic that's faced our country over the last 25 years. And it's something that hits home for me, because I've had friends that they've succumbed to shit like this. They've fallen victim to drug overdoses, substance abuse, all that stuff. And seeing what this pharmacist was trying to do really struck a chord with me, because I remember doing that same thing when I worked as a pharmacy tech in a retail store. Put it this way, when I first started over here in Orlando as a pharmacist, our narcotics book, because we had to keep track of every pill that we went through, right? Mm-hmm. was 2 4-inch binders, and that was replaced monthly. After we started really, I spoke with the pharmacist, and we're like, hey, we should really cut down on these things. This is a lot of abuse that's going on, and we're not doing anything about it. We're going to get hit by this, and I think we're affecting the community. And he agreed, and we started cracking down on it, really cracking down on it, and only allowing certain things like oncology doctors and people that really needed it, and that were on they really required these type of medications. So we dropped it within 6 months to a 2-inch binder, a 2-inch binder, and that's all we dispensed. And it's shit like that these people didn't need these medications. They were being overprescribed, and all they were was being overprescribed because these pharmaceutical companies, these reps, will go out there and say, this is the next best thing. These snake oil merchants would freaking go out there and say, this is the next best thing. It's not addictive. It's this. Just spinning lies to these doctors. And these doctors are stupid because they get one fucking semester of pharmacology. One semester out of the 8 years of studying actually going into pharmacology. That's outrageous. That you wonder why doctors kill patients so much by overprescribing or underprescribing.
Yeah.
And it's because of that. It's because if a pharmacist isn't paying attention or a tech isn't paying attention, they're going to kill that patient.
Yeah,
and that's horrible, dude. That's just fucking outrageous. And I love that this documentary really follows this pharmacist that actually made an impact on our society. And it set precedent because his case that he did on this pharmaceutical company, his evidence, his proof, everything was actually one of the first catalysts for the reform that actually happened years later. So this documentary is phenomenal. I give it, just for subject matter and everything alone, me personally, I give this a 10 out of 10 because it gives you so much information. It does it in an entertaining fashion that you're not bored. It's not like what do you call it, high words or anything like you're in school being lectured or anything like that. It's entertaining, yet it's informative. And that's what a documentary should be.
This is a Netflix original, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's two of them. There's that one, and then there's the pandemic one or whatever. Pandemic.
Yes. Yeah, no, Pharmacist is definitely way better because it takes it on a serious note.
Okay. So what do you give it?
10.
10, wow. Coveted
Yes.
10.
That's my personal opinion. This as a film, I would probably give it a 7 if you don't have a personal connection to it and you haven't had anybody in your family or anything that affect it. Would probably be realistically like a 7. But
By the way, before any of the listeners go watch It Comes at Night, it's on. I watched it on Netflix. I got confused. So it is on Netflix. It might be on Hulu too, but I watched on Netflix.
Got it.
All right, so William, round out the show, my dude.
All right,
Fat
well,
joke.
I'm gonna stick
No.
with the documentary, and also stick with Netflix. I stumbled upon this, and I was like, all right, let me watch a few minutes of it and see what I think of it. And the next thing I know, I watched the entire series. It is called Night on Earth. And it is literally all about wildlife around the world that goes on at night. But it is because of this modern technology that we have, the camera looks like it's like middle of the day. Like you forget that this was shot at night. It is, to me, I found it, there's obviously a lot of scenes, there's predators that go out and hunt at night. But there were a lot of parts with just like, it was very peaceful. Like, it made me feel comfortable, made me feel at ease. And if you love animals, obviously you're going to love this series. I forget what the names are, but
what's the one with Morgan Freeman that he
March of the Penguins?
No, doesn't he also narrate like another like a BBC series or some shit?
Probably, I don't know. He narrates everything.
Earth, Ocean, whatever the fuck it's called. Earth. What is this?
But it's beautifully done. It is calming. It is, I don't know how to describe it. It's something that is different than your usual nature, same animals throughout the day and everything. But
I want to check it out. I think it's one of those that I have on my list.
Yeah, like give it a couple of episodes, or give it just like one episode and see what you think. And I guarantee you're going to be like, oh, let me watch the next episode. It's very soothing. If you watch this when you've had a really stressful day, I guarantee you it will definitely soothe you on the inside. And before you know it, you're going to feel very relaxed, very like, ooh, like stressful. It's almost like a stress-free program. It's on Netflix. It's one of those shows that the higher the resolution you have, the more beautiful it
Oh,
will
yeah.
look.
If you have
Like, I watched
4K,
it, like my TV is like 720. It's not even 1080. It's 720. Granted, it's like 12 years old. So the fact that it's still kicking, it's like, holy crap. My television was one of my wedding gifts when I got married in 2008. So 12 years later, guess what lasted longer? Damn. I know, that's cold. But I mean, I've also been divorced for like, let's see. I got married in 2008.
I just hear Samara laugh in the back.
So, no. Samara's
Okay.
not in the same room.
Oh, okay, I thought she was. I thought I heard
but,
some chuckling in the back.
No. You know, my TV's 12 years old. My marriage was 2 years old. So, you know. But if you watch this in like 4K, you're going to be blown away.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be beautifully, like, my TV does not do it justice. I need to watch just at one of my friends' houses that has like those like 65-inch wall-to-wall television, 4K, surround sound, shutters down, just boom, watch it and just enjoy it. I gave it a good 9 out of 10. And that one little point is like I said, I don't have a 4K television. If I did, it'd probably be a 10 out of 10. It's definitely like the fact that it's just like it helped me distress so much and just relax and just soothe my inner soul, whatever's left of it, and feel better and see like how much stuff goes down when we're sleeping at night. There's an entire world out there that is happening that unless we go on these safaris and pay to see these things happening, we'll never see it ourselves. So this definitely helps us see it. So it's on Netflix. Again, Night on Earth. I forget exactly how many episodes, but it's not a season. It's a limited series. So there's not going to be like season 2, 3, 4, 5. What you have is what you get. That's it.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes.
6. Yeah. Okay. 6 episodes, and they're not like they're almost an hour long each. So
yeah,
you can watch them in an afternoon with it's family friendly. So obviously,
that's a long afternoon, my dude. That's 6 hours of your time.
6 hours. 6 hours is not bad. It's like 2 football games.
True.
Very true. You started out 1, you're done by dinner time.
2
you spent
football
the day
games.
with your family.
Jesus Christ.
It's 2 football games, or it's 2
though.
hockey games. It's people are like, 6 hours is so long. That's still fine. If you watch football on Sundays, if you watch 3 games of football on Sunday, you have watched 9 hours of football, and you don't realize that you do.
I'd rather watch Lord of the Rings.
We're not talking about porn, okay? Why are we going to talk about porn?
And then he
Why are you going to bring up porn?
And then he mutes himself, a little fuck.
Gollum, go back to your cave. Go find your little cock ring.
My precious.
Yeah, your precious little sticky cock ring.
Ew. William, what are the 2 choices that the listeners can vote on for next episode?
So, 2 movies that I picked, and yes, one is going. I'm hoping that one gets picked over the other just to fuck with Lewis. The first one is on Netflix.
Okay.
Is called Fractured.
Okay.
Good movie. It's a thriller. It keeps you guessing till the end. And I rather enjoyed it.
Is that the one with what's his name? Oh my god, I'm so bad with names today. Silence of the Lambs? Anthony Hopkins?
No, dude.
Okay.
That you have no idea what this movie is.
No. Have you seen it, Brandon?
No, but I looked it up right now, and I know what movie this is. I've seen the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other movie,
but look, Fracture. Anthony Hopkins, Ryan Gosling.
That's Fracture.
Yeah,
Fractured, I know. With a D at the end. It's on Netflix.
It stars the main character of
Sam Worthington. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Worthington. Yes, thank you.
Where's he from anyway? Because I couldn't.
He's the main character of Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The guy in the wheelchair.
Okay.
He's the Avatar.
Old.
Yeah.
He got fucking old.
Well, dude,
And
Avatar is an
2 come out,
11-year-old.
please?
Avatar's an
Jesus.
11-year-old movie at this point.
My television's older than Avatar, for crying out fucking loud.
That's crazy to think that James Cameron wants to make like 4 other movies, and it's been 11 years. Like, all right.
Our grandkids are gonna watch how Avatar ends the way this shit's going.
All right. So what's the second movie? What's
The
your
other
second
one's
choice?
on Disney Plus.
No, God damn it.
Okay.
No good, damn it. It's a biopic.
Oh, fuck you. It's not a biopic.
Yes,
It's a
which
biopic
one?
about a goddamn horse.
Yes, it is, motherfucker. Secretariat is the other movie I'm picking. So
Yes.
go out there and vote for a horse. So you're gonna make Lewis watch it. Naomi, I know I got your vote, girl. I know I got your vote. So with me, Brandon, and Naomi, that is 3 votes against Lewis already. So go out there and vote.
God damn
All
it.
So that's what I got for this week, guys.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good.
I feel revenge coming.
No.
Also, congratulations. I know that we haven't done movie news, but I feel like we definitely need to touch on the base. Congratulations to the Korean cinema.
Oh yeah, dude. Parasite is an incredible.
Parasite
movie.
pretty much
Watch it.
swept all
Yes,
the
it did.
categories that they were in. So for the first time, both foreign and Best Picture were the same movie. First time a foreign movie won. Congratulations to Waititi for being the first. What's the correct word? Native, I guess. To win an Academy Award.
Indigenous is not the right word, right?
I believe it is. No, I think that's
Is
the word that they use. It's indigenous.
Indigenous, is it?
Yes, I believe it is. And if I am wrong, it is. We're not trying to be funny. It is.
Yeah,
actually
I'm
a
not.
mistake. Please let us
Yeah.
know. But I
Yeah.
believe indigenous is the correct way. Is the correct one. Congratulations to Joaquin Phoenix.
Mhm.
Joker is officially a Academy Award winning movie. We don't have to answer it now, but I want to leave you with a question. Now that there's, before Heath Ledger, this is the second time somebody played Joker and won an Academy Award. First one being Heath Ledger
Mhm.
after he passed away. Joaquin Phoenix has won it now, and he's alive. Does this mean that the Academy recognizes comic book-based movies as actual movies?
I think to a certain extent.
Only when it's done seriously and professionally, like this one is done,
Yeah, exactly.
and like Dark Knight was done. These are pieces of cinema. Yes, they are. I've never said that comic book movies can't be cinema. I said that comic book movies usually aren't
no.
cinema.
I'm not. No, this is not direct. This is not directed at you, Lewis. But there's always been the stigma that superhero movies could never be nominated, let alone win outright at the Academy Awards. Now that Joker has won one of the main categories, do you think that this could set the pace for future movies that are future, again, like you said, in the style of Christopher Nolan, in the style of Joker, movies where we will see more leading actor, leading actress, and supporting actors and actresses, and maybe even the movie itself be nominated for an Academy Award.
I just hope that it doesn't become a call to arms and it becomes a thing where the Academy is forced to recognize movies that don't deserve it. That's where my biggest dilemma is. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do a call to action, and then we get movies that don't deserve
that
it.
one. Like, don't nominate it just to appease the crowds, but if it's worth it or worthy of a nomination, give it its nomination. And I still say that Rocket Man was snubbed in multiple categories. Anyway, I'm done.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed our show, remember to check out our other shows.
Guys?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
William?
We lose Brandon?
No.
Wait, what?
What?
What did you say?
I just stopped talking. There was like absolute quiet for like 10 seconds. I thought I lost you guys.
No, we're here. I was talking. Maybe that was weird. Okay.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, you fell out.
Yeah, it's okay. Again, if you enjoyed our show, check out our other shows. We got Madman with a Mic, Candlelit Blowjobs. We got Cellar Door, Wizarding World with William Phoenix. And, of course, visit us over on manbitesfilm.com, our sister site, diverselygeek.org, and our brother from another mother on YouTube, John, over at Narcotic Casserole. I almost bit it there for a second there. It was weird. Narcotic is such a weird word. Sometimes I can't say it properly.
Right.
All right, guys. Thank you, William.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Good to be back.
It's nice to have you back, bud. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
As always, I am Brandon, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of Man Bites Film. The drums!
Peace.
It's from the deep.